So there are a lot of Android phones on the market, right? We see this every day. You've got we've got Galaxies, right? We've got the Note 1 through 7. We've got the Galaxy S, like 1 through 7 as well. And then you've got the 6 Edge and the 7 Edge. And then you've got HTC One. You've got the HTC Evo. You've got the Evoke, sorry. You've got the Motorola G, the Moto X. You've got the Moto E. I mean, there are so many phones. There's the Sony and the Blue and the OnePlus, and there are so many companies that are making phones, right? I simply can't do them all, but I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna do as many as I can, as many as I have. I've got a couple phones now, and I'm gonna keep posting videos on the cheap and the easy, sort of like the quality but cheap. And kind of old a little bit, like I've been doing here. I've got, a couple of smartwatches up, and that's been a blast. But today I'm going to talk about this. This is the HTC One M7. Now, there are currently, I think they're on the M9 or the M10. So again, it's a couple generations out of model year, but it has been absolutely fantastic. I like this phone so much. If you're going for an old phone, I got this phone $70 on eBay, and that seems to be a pretty going rate. I was able to get it twice. I actually broke my first one. I wasn't using a case. That was my stupid mistake. Always have a case in your phone. I've got here, this is the OtterBox for the M7 here. Anyway, I've also got a screen protector as well, with the screen protector from the case. And that's kind of cracked, so if you see these crack marks there, it's not, the phone's not cracked, don't worry. It doesn't crack that easily. That's just, I bought a tempered glass case for this, or the screen protector, and this wasn't that good. So, anyway, sorry, bugs, go away. HTC One M7, whenever I think of this phone, I always think of the Robert Downey Jr. commercial where, we are one. And that was really cool, and I looked into it, and I found on eBay, this phone for $70, and I bought it, and then it broke, and then I got another one. So here are the prices. As you can see, they're pretty reasonable. That's the way I like it. Again, on eBay, even more reasonable, especially if you get it used. Yeah. Make sure, whenever you're buying a phone used on eBay, important information here, and I hope you're watching, always make sure it has a clean ESN, okay? Clean ESN, clean IMEI, okay? Now, I don't know what those letters mean, but I can tell you what the meaning behind them is. So, the ESN and the IMEI, okay? Again, I don't know what they stand for, but basically it's saying that you own the phone, that the phone wasn't stolen. You don't want to own somebody else's stolen property and assist a criminal in getting paid. That is never what you want to do. You always want to make sure that whoever's selling it is legitimate. They're selling stuff that they actually used, that they terminated their contract with, and they're selling a phone now just because they want to get rid of it, and they're doing the nice thing and selling it to you. Anyway, you never want to encourage criminal activity, so always buy a clean IMEI phone, because you won't be able to activate it unless you do so. That's the other important thing. Unless it has a clean IMEI and a clean ESN, sorry, I've got a diction problem. You will not be able to activate your phone on any network, like any network, and I've tried. You can't do it. I didn't realize the phone was stolen. It was back when I was in like high school, and I bought a phone for like $20, and I was like, woo! And I was like, oh. Because it was a dumb idea then, it's a dumb idea now. Don't do it, avoid it. Yeah, alright. So this is again, the HTC One M7. Let's get into it. So here's the HTC One M7. It's a nice phone. It's got a nice aluminum case. It's got I think a 12.9 megapixel camera, flash next to it. Okay, no fingerprint reader, unfortunately. Couple quirky things about it before we get into the operating system. Okay, there are two buttons. They're hardware buttons, but they're not actually buttons. As you can see, there's like the home button and the back button. Okay, there they are. And this HTC thing doesn't do a darn thing. So to get to the multitasker menu, you push the home button twice. The back button is a back button, as everyone can expect. To get to Google Now, right? Because there's no thing that you can press and hold. you swipe up from the home menu, like it's like a motion. Yeah, it works. Other interesting thing about this phone, if you look on the top, okay, we have here the headphone jack, right? But then we have this button. It's about flush with the phone. I'll show you the top, and you can barely see it, right? But when you look at the top, you can see it a little better. This is the power button, okay? Now it's flush with the phone, which makes putting a case on it rather difficult. As you can see on my case, they had to do like an entire cutaway for that section, which is, it seems like a really awkward way to do a phone or a case, but it also happens to be the IR blaster, so if you want to control your TV, you can't cover it up. Anyway, so you've got to push that. It's really hard to touch. Turns out my phone is dead. Okay. Anyway, it's got a good processor. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, so very similar to most other phones made at about this time. Storage is okay. You cannot put an SD card in here. That is something you cannot do. You can't take the back off or replace the battery. They built it like an iPhone and closed box. The volume control is here on the side. So yeah, it's got a forward-facing camera. It's got a couple things in here. The speaker's up here. Now I am a big fan of the Android indicator light. It helps me out a lot on a daily basis. This one's really hard to see. They have it up in here, like between some of the speaker holes, and it's just kind of awkward and it's not very bright, and you can't see it very well, which makes me sad. But it's a good phone. The battery life, I tend to get about 1.5 days out of it, depending on if it's connected to a network or not. If it's not connected to any networks, you'll get about 4 to 5 days on it, but then again, what's the point of having it if it's not going to be a phone? So again, it's just a really nice phone. I've enjoyed it. I actually broke my first one and I got another one to get it to get this phone back again. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah. Now the default launcher that comes with it is terrible. HTC makes it. It's called I don't know. Anyway, don't use that. I like to download the Google Play or the Google Now launcher, which is nice. I also use the whatever Microsoft's launcher is, the Arrow launcher. That's worked out pretty well for me, and it's got a swipe up menu with a flashlight feature on it. It's real nice. But anyway, the native menu is terrible. But other than that, HTC doesn't bloat their software. There's not much software you don't need. Some of the things that it comes pre-installed with is Next Radio. I know some of the later versions came with that, which is nice because all you need to do is plug in a speaker or headphones, and even if you don't listen to them on the headphones, you can hear the radio, and that's kind of fun and kind of nice. It gets pretty good reception, and it uses so little data on your cell phone plan. That's nice. So this is the HTC One M7. Yeah, and it's a great phone, and I totally love it. So this is the phone. You can get it for about, it seems about 140 on Amazon and 100-ish on eBay. So again, it's really cheap. If you look for deals and stuff on Amazon and eBay, you can even get it for less. Again, I got this phone twice for $70, and to get a nice phone like that twice for $70 is really great. One of the things I'd like to tell you, one of the cons about this phone, possible, and things to watch out for if you buy this, okay? Many of the HTCs, when you would turn, or when you try to use their camera, this phone has this. When you take a picture, sometimes you get like a purple thing going on. I don't know what that is or why it does it. It does it in low light scenarios, mostly, where you'll get this really purple thing, and I'll try to find a picture and put that up now. So again, it's just weird and purple, and you can't really, it distracts from the image. Sometimes but so make sure when you're buying it, if you're going to buy it used or new, make sure that it doesn't have this, and if it does, return it right away. HTC has been really great about this. Unfortunately, the M8 also has this problem sometimes, just a few of the times. They really reduce this problem a lot. But it's a great phone. I would rank this one 4 out of 5 stars as far as use technology. I have used this. I've dropped it on concrete from about 4. Again, it's got the nice aluminum case, so it just takes it. It takes the beating. Screen's not so much. The screen is a plastic screen, so it is stronger than most. You don't You could even probably get away without a case, but I dropped mine once and the screen shattered, so that's why I had to get a new one. So it's a tough phone. It definitely withstands the test of time. I do recommend it. 4 to 5 stars for me. That's really high praise. I totally recommend it. It's great. Again, sorry, I was going to turn it off. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to my channel. I try to post a lot of these. I've got a lot of old technology lying around, and I love to review it. Yeah, so if you could give me your feedback, that would be awesome. Feel free to leave any comments down below, down there. Comments, questions, concerns, anything, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so much for watching.